What up, everybody? Big D coming at you with a whole brand new cigar season for 2026. I'm excited. We've got a lot of great guests already scheduled for the first 3 months of the year, and I'm excited for my guest tonight, man. I love this brother. Dude, I've been rocking with him since he worked for the company that shall not be named out there, and it's been a great ride. I love the dude. He's a purveyor of fantastic cigars as one of the co-owners and director of sales for Cavalier Cigars. But before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out. It's free. You get all this amazing content for free, and what more could you want in life? But also, use the link tree I've pinned in the comments section or down in the description, and go support my advertisers, sponsors, and preferred retail partners. They help continue to keep all the programming going on the show that you know and love. And, well, your support goes a long way in making sure that we can continue to keep that rolling. So use the exclusive promo codes only available to my consumers out there to save you some coinage. So whether you're looking for accessories, whether you're looking for delicious sticks, I got you covered. So, without further ado, let's get this show started, and let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, Brian Motola of Cavalier Cigars.
What's happening, my brother?
Good to see you, man. I'm glad to have you. People are already infiltrating the chat, so I'm glad to see it. Glad to have you on, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I know we tried this once before, and I was in Honduras, and things can get a little squirrely down here with internet and electricity. But I've solved the internet problem. I have Starlink, and if I can give a quick plug for Starlink, it is freaking amazing, dude.
That is awesome.
Except there's nobody to talk to at Starlink. Like, nobody to talk to.
Good to see you, Anthony. Glad to see you here. Henry, good to see you. Oh, and we've got a legend in the chat already there, the one, the only, Kevin Shahan, Cigar Prop.
Hey, Kevin, what's going on, buddy?
Good.
Did you see his tattoo on his head?
Yes, I did.
Freaking amazing.
That dude is crazy. I love Kevin. Kevin is probably one of the most realest dudes I've ever had the fortune to meet. And he's been nothing but amazing and kind to me when he doesn't have to be. He's a total legend, man. I love that dude. I will go to bat for that guy all day long. Oh, I misread it. It's Cigar Pop, not Cigar Prop.
Oh, my bad. Kevin.
Wrong Kevin. It's Keith Meisner. I can't read today. I'm sorry, man. I thought that was. See, like you get old, your eyes start going. Here, I got excited that a celebrity was in my chat. Keith, you're still Keith. You're still a celebrity, just not on that level.
Yeah, the last time I was on with Kevin, I think we had a little snafu on the electricity down here.
Well, we're good to go, man. I'm glad to have you on. You guys make so many delicious cigars out there. Of course, the Project Broadleaf was in my one of my honorable mentions for my top cigars of 2025. I love.
We appreciate that.
I love that stick. It was really a top 10 cigar for me throughout most of the year, and then it just kind of fell down the wayside, but it was one of those that stuck with me. The flavors on that cigar it was amazing.
It's a fun project, and we're going to do it again next year, right? So it's a really fun project. For me, my favorite was the A size. I don't know whether you smoked that or not. That got a 92 in Cigar Aficionado, right? Like, so I smoked it right out of the gate. I went, wow, this is the best one of the bunch. And then Cigar Aficionado came in, gave it a 92, and I'm like, yep, there you go. That's a real rating, by the way, because we can't pay for our ratings.
Yeah, of course. Well, tonight I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Inner Circle tonight.
Oh, nice.
One of
I
my
am smoking a Black 2 Lancero, but it's a reject, right? So if you come to my house in Honduras, you're gonna smoke rejects. See, they come in a bag like this, and they could be rejected for a number of reasons, right? It could be just something as simple as color variation. It could be a little construction problem or something. But I love smoking cigars that come in packages like this. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, I remember when you guys dropped the Inner Circle out there, and Sebastian, did one of those little handshake, the sliding the cigar in my hand before. He's like, "Don't tell anybody about it," but this is coming later in the year. And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" He goes, "You'll know it when you see it, but smoke it." And I was like, "Man," I was like, "Okay, now how long do I have to wait for it?"
Yeah, the Inner Circle. So both the Inner Circle and the Domaine Rouge were really important projects for us because we deviated from the Gold Diamond, right? And the Gold Diamond is obviously what we're known for. But we had to, first of all, we can't put any more Gold Diamonds on cigars because the factories just, those diamonds are cut by hand. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, they're cut by hand. So they come in a 3-inch by 3-inch square. We have girls that show up in the morning and cut diamonds until they go home at night. And that's what they do the whole year, So when we decided to expand the portfolio, we were like, we really can't ask the factory to cut more gold diamonds and put more gold diamonds. So those cigars had to be something really, really amazing. I mean, you try to put out something amazing every time, but these really had to be because they were deviating from what we are known for. And the Inner Circle Domaine Rouge just got voted best Honduran cigar brand at Dortmund in Germany. We have the trade show in Germany for the rest of the world. Like we have PCA in I don't know what month it is anymore. April, I think it is.
April this year, March next year.
April this year, March next year. But March is back, and next year is back in Vegas, right?
Back in Vegas, yeah. So I'm not looking forward to that. I really enjoyed New Orleans last year.
I was going to ask you, which do you have a preference?
Well, New Orleans, I really like New Orleans because it's significantly cheaper than Vegas. The vibe in New Orleans is way better than Vegas, for sure. And overall, I had a lot of fun. The food was fantastic. I didn't blow my budget, night one trying to go get me something to eat with a $45 hamburger from the hotel. It was a good one, man. I liked it. It's good, and I get it. I heard they're trying to fit Tampa into the mix, but if they're just going to do New Orleans and Vegas, I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah, see, people ask me all the time, which one did you prefer? But I'm completely jaded and slighted towards Vegas because my kids live in Reno, right? So what I would do is when I go to Vegas, either before or after the trade show, I'd go to Reno, which is an hour flight away, right? And I'd see my kids. So this year, it was a little bit difficult figuring out how to go visit my kids, because they were like, "Hey, it's trade show time. Are you coming?" I'm like, "No, because it's in New Orleans this year, right? Not Vegas." So when people ask me what do I prefer, obviously I prefer Vegas because of the proximity to my family, right? To my kids. My mom and dad are out there too. So I love New Orleans. I love the food. The food's amazing, right? Heavy though. The food is really heavy, right? Like there's no light, let's go get a small little bite. Everything is just a a gut buster, you know.
Well,
But but to your point, New Orleans is a little bit less expensive than Vegas. You know, like I don't think they have $18 bottles of water in New Orleans. They do in Vegas.
yes. Well, I'm going to pause here for a second and bring on our buddy, who I guess is feeling better tonight, who's supposed to join us, Mr. Ira Lee of the Boutique Cigar.
Yo, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
What's up, Ira?
No, had a rough weekend, sore throat, and haven't smoked a cigar. But I wanted to come in and say hello to everybody. Brian, I think the world of you and Cavalier, and I think you guys do a great job, and I'm happy to represent you and bring you part of the TBC. We've done a great job of promoting your line and selling the hell out of your cigars. Oh my God!
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Because look, at the end of the day, without you all, I'll just have a pile of cigars down here, which wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Because I smoke a lot of them. But I'm really happy that you guys enjoy them and that you're doing well with them, and that makes us really happy. It's why we get up in the morning and do what we do.
You know what? It's a passion that you and I both enjoy, and Cavalier fits in perfectly with the TBC. We're here to present our customers with quality product, quality cigars that you can't get anywhere else. And I always say, go for the gold. And I love you. I love your cigars. I love your line. Your company, from as far as I'm concerned, is top notch.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. We here at the TBC, we just put out the new broadleaf TBC signature broadleaf, which has a Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper. It's took off like hotcakes from day one. But your line of cigars fits right in with what we're trying to do, and that's give quality cigars to our customers and make sure we only represent good quality cigars. And you're right there with us. And our motto and our making sure that we're giving good boutique cigars to our customers is very important. So
the goal of every company, forget about cigars for a minute. Let's just any company that makes a product, the goal should always be to put out quality that exceeds your price point, right? That should be the goal. Yeah, right? Of any company. I don't care, cigars, cars, paper clips, whatever. The goal should always be to put out quality that exceeds your price point. And that's what we strive for every time we make a cigar. We just got our factory back up and running. So when you support us, you support a lot of people down here in Honduras. So we really appreciate that.
I look forward to a bright future together, doing some blends together, and making sure that we're putting out top quality blends that we can represent and be proud of. And Cavalier has done a great job. Years ago I was not a Cavalier fan. But I'll tell you what, you guys have really stepped it up, and I'm a supporter of Cavalier, and I'm proud to represent you guys along with the TBC and the blends that we're putting out as well.
I appreciate that, and opening our own factory. I think we're going into year 5. I'm not even sure. I mean, it's a challenge for a brand our size to have a factory. There's not that many that have a factory that are our size, right? The guys with factories are way bigger. I mean, it's funny. I joke with people. Placencia has a factory here that makes probably 50 million cigars a year. So they make more. They'll make more this week than I'll do all year, right? So I mean, a
But you
brand
know
our
what,
size.
Brian? It's not about quantity; it's about quality. You
Well, it
know,
is, but yeah, but I was speaking more to the challenges of because realistically, when you have a factory, you have to keep a factory busy, right? It can't like, oh, well, we were a little slow this month. We don't really need cigars. The factory always has to be working, So you're always creating, which is cool because we get to create more projects like the Project Broadleaf, right?
oh my God! Don't talk to me about Project Broadleaf. I am the biggest. You know what? I am the biggest fan of that Project Broadleaf. I think it's amazing. 2024, 2025. I've got them. I bought. Matter of fact, I bought everything you had.
Nice,
I took I took everything out of your warehouse,
nice,
and
nice.
and if I don't sell them, I'll smoke them all myself.
So,
Oh,
so I
they'll
was.
sell. They'll sell. Trust me, they'll sell. They'll sell.
Oh
I
no,
know
they're
this.
all gone. They're all gone. We just the what you took was my stash, right? So I always pigeonhole a few boxes. I never get to smoke them. The idea is for me to smoke them, but I never get to smoke them because you always end up meeting somebody like yourself, Ira, that says, "Hey, I really would love to try them." So then, that comes out of my stash, right? I have, I think, 2 bundles left, and that's it.
Can I
Uh,
can I, can I have them, please?
I gotta look because they're not mine. But there's 2 I saw today, and I was like, I gotta find out if they're spoken for. If they're not, you're certainly welcome to
And
them.
I heard they were coming to me because I've been such a long time supporter of Brian. I mean,
They are they. Hey, you know what? Big D. It is probably one of the best cigars I've ever smoked.
and
Uh,
they were fantastic. It was I look forward to every year what comes from Cavalier because there's always something that drops that I'm just like, yeah, all right. It speaks for itself. What you and Sebastian do down there, the people you have working for you, it's at the highest level that I think it can get. And I even speak about stuff that you manufacture for other brands as well. The quality is just it's top notch because you have that access to all of that amazing tobacco from around the world that you get.
mhm.
And the brands that I talk to that FTC manufactures for out there is just like, yeah, Sebastian and Brian just let me have full run of the plant. Whatever I want to do, they're down for. And it's like, and I think that's just kind of that's the magic of what you guys put out is
Yep.
that you're willing to take. It's like, okay, you're willing to take those risks, just not on what you manufacture, but you're willing to let those other brands also have that fun and take that risk too. And it's quality because you guys are putting your name behind it as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we're very selective about who we make cigars for, right? It's not a matter of do you have money in your pocket, then we'll make you a cigar. No, it's beyond that, right? We look at what's your commitment to the cigar industry and how big of a cigar geek are you, right? Like, because that's what we are at the end of the day, right? We're all cigar geeks, right? Um, I have a black label fetish, right? In case you didn't know, I'm a black label whore, right? And so I showed up in an event in Colorado during the Rocky Mountain, and they were having a black label event. So I bought a couple of bundles, and the owners were there, and they said, "Man, you don't have to buy our cigars." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I fucking love them." At the end of the day, I'm a cigar geek, and what I think makes us thrive in this industry is, this isn't just a commodity for us. This is our
No.
life.
Yeah,
Uh,
and same here. I'm not just looking to throw out cigars, just because they're a cigar. That's why it took me 6 months to come up with the TBC signature broadleaf with a Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, and I finally got it done, and it's out there and it's selling. I want quality. I want something that stands out. I want to be doing things with you, Brian, and things that stand out that you can't get anywhere else. And I just want to put out good quality cigars that it's just not that another cigar that anybody can just light up and we want it. You're like me. We want quality. We want something that stands out. That's why I believe in you, and I believe in Cavalier, and I think you guys do a great job. And we'll do more together.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm reading some comments. Somebody said, "I'm glad I got to smoke some of Brian's stash." Yeah, I know. I wish I got to smoke it too.
I think, but and I think that's what makes what you guys do stand out is that you guys are tobacco geeks, but you're also consumers. You just don't, you take what you have learned through being a cigar geek, what you've learned through being a consumer, and you apply it into your business side to produce fantastic cigars. And that's what I love. It's just not like, no, I just do this for this. It's like, no, I'm a consumer, man. I love smoking cigars. I want to smoke the best thing out there,
Yep.
even if it's not something I make. I want to smoke the best possible, and that's what I love. And
Yep.
I think that one thing that when I had talked to Sebastian before is that he told me that that's what gives him ideas is when he's out there and he's just smoking the best that he can get. It gives him ideas of what he can do and what you guys can do for building something for future blends out there. It inspires that imagination inside of you on what can we do to take this to
How-
the next level.
Exactly.
No,
How can we
I, I,
how can we make it better? How can we make something that no one's ever smoked before that they're going to absolutely love? I lit up a cigar a little while ago, and I'm not feeling well, and I came on because I love you guys. But I smoked. I lit up a cigar a few minutes ago. I told my wife, "Where's the ashtray? I'm throwing this thing away." And I'm not, without mentioning names, but it was just there's so much out there that's just rolled to be rolled, and I want to put out something that someone's going to put it in their mouth and they're going to say, "Wow, this is amazing." This TBC
okay.
signature broadleaf stands out, and I want to smoke it. I love it, and I enjoy it, and that's where I want to be. I just want to be, you know, blending cigars that are just cigars, and
Okay, you want to know my all-time favorite cigar that I've smoked in the last 3 years?
yes.
And it's a hidden gem too. Patina, Oro de Nicaragua, Lancera. The best cigar I have smoked. Since that came out, it still is consistently the best cigar that I have smoked. And what's crazy is I don't think you'll hear many other people in the cigar industry talk about another brand that way. Patina Oro de Nicaragua, hands down the best cigar I've smoked ever.
Uh, I would put that probably in my top 5 all-time cigars as well. It is fantastic.
You have
Fantastic.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It is
have to put.
so good. Yeah.
I just talked to Mo the other night, and I said, "Bro, why are you not selling millions of these cigars? Right? Why are you not selling millions And I hope he was on here, because if he was on here, I'd talk the same way about his brand. If he wasn't, that Oro de Nicaragua should be a staple in every humidor. If anybody out there listening has smoked it, tell me what you think, because I could be, I could be crazy, but for me, it's the best cigar.
I've told Mo, I don't know how many times, that I think he has the most underrated brand out there. Everything he puts out is so fantastic, and it just gets no love, and I don't know why. It's got this whole niche market of, people who understand cigars love patina, but everybody else is like, I never heard of them, or not really. I'm like, bro, you're missing out, because I think they're one of the most underrated brands out there.
Big D, what are you?
100%. 100%.
What are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking the Inner Circle from
Excellent.
Cavalier. Yes, that's what I have. I also brought out the U.S. exclusive, just in case. I burned through this one quick.
Yeah, that U.S. exclusive to me is my favorite. That and the Project Broadleaf.
This one has been sitting in the humidor a while. It's got some dust on it. It's got some age.
Nice.
It's been sitting a while.
You got some TBCs out there. Which ones did you choose tonight?
So the other night I smoked the full bodied one of the three. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. That was a sneaky cigar, because I was like, when does this become full bodied? And then when it hit nice. It was very good. It took a little while to catch up on it, but when it hit very well.
Good to hear.
So I'm just reading some of the comments still. I recently was gifted some of those patinas. Without a doubt, Eduardo, that's whoever gave them to you loves you.
Yeah, man, because they are hard to find. Those are when you enjoy the hunt type cigars. But when you find them, you gotta grab them, because they're not readily available, and not all retail shops that sell patina carry them. So, but if you can find them, buy them, because that's gold right there. It's so good.
I've been in shops where I'm talking to somebody and I'm looking in the humidor and I'm scanning, and then boom, I see the Oro de Nicaragua by Patino. I'm like, hold that thought, I'll be right back. I'm going to buy cigars, and I'll buy them everywhere I can find them. Now, have you had the Lancero?
I have had the Lancero and the Corona.
Okay. Yeah, for me, the Lancero, well, I'm a Lancero guy, right? So that's what I'm smoking tonight, is a Lancero. I'm a small ring gauge guy.
Isn't it funny how Lancero is so underrated? And it's like probably the best cigar you can smoke. You get the most flavor out of it. I find that hard to imagine that so many cigar smokers stay away from Lancero, but it's really the one that gives it the most flavor and the most smoking experience of any blend.
So I was at an event in Las Vegas, and it was a big event. We rented out a pool deck at one of the hotels, and I was smoking a Lancero, and there was a table of women. And I could see them looking at me and laughing, right? Yeah. So after about 5 minutes of this, I'm like, I got to go over to this table and find out what the hell they're laughing at. So I go over and I go, okay, why am I making you girls laugh? And the one girl said to me, hey, this is going to hurt just a little bit. She said, how do you feel like a man smoking that tiny cigar? I said, oh, let me show you. And I pulled out my cutter, I clipped the end of it, and I handed it to her. She started smoking it and she went, oh my God, the flavor. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I can feel like a man smoking this. The flavor is amazing. So I'm standing there talking to her, waiting for her to hand me my cigar back. She never handed it back to me. She just kept it. I was like, seriously? I was gonna smoke that. And she's like, oh, you wanted it back? I'm like, no, you can have it now.
It's
Um,
it's the best
uh,
of all. When you get a blend, it's the best Vitola you're gonna get. You're gonna get the true flavor of that blend. You know, I've got the copper leaf that's made in Bahamas, and you know, in the Lancero, you get the most flavor out of it.
oh,
But
yeah.
just most smo- most smokers just don't understand that. But you know, you and I do.
No,
Obviously, three of us
but
do.
but you see, every cigar smoker out there says how much they love Lanceros, but they don't buy them.
They don't buy them exactly.
They oh, it's my favorite. Oh yeah, all I'm like, but you don't buy them. That's why shops don't carry them. It's because you tell them you want it, and then they sit there and nobody buys them.
Exactly.
So we did something. We did something really cool in an event one time, and it kind of goes to the story. It's not about a Lancero, but we did the event right. At the end of the event, I had the shop owner tell me what cigar we sold the least of. Right. We unbanded it. There were like 25, 30 people in the lounge. So we unbanded a cigar and handed it to everybody. And I talked about the cigar. And then at the end, I said, would you buy this? And they all said, all 25, 30 of them all said, yeah, absolutely. I said, but you didn't. It's like, it's not something new. It was on the table the whole time. So then we started having a discussion about bands and marketing and what draws people to cigars to buy them. And 90% of the people in that room said, yeah, I saw the pretty band, you know, so that's how I smoke it. But the problem with the whole industry as a whole is a lot of people will smoke a cigar and not be able to tell you. Like I asked a guy one time, what do you smoke? Oh, I only smoke this one cigar. What do you like about it? And he could not tell me what he liked about it, right? Like, dude, but you smoke it every day. You just got done telling me, but you don't know what you like about it. So I think the more we can educate people as to what they're smoking, somebody wrote in the comments a little bit ago that there's a reason why their humidor is filled with boutique brands. The reason for that is boutique brands, what differentiates us is we pick a tobacco and then we build a cigar around that tobacco, right?
That's yep, that's small batch.
Yeah, it's a small batch.
You can't get anywhere else.
It's small batch mentality all the way through and through, right? Even though it's regular production for us, people are like, you can't call that small batch. No, I get it, but it's that small batch mentality where, for example, the Inner Circle Domaine Rouge, totally built around the wrapper leaf, right? That wrapper leaf grew 20 minutes from where I'm sitting, 25 maybe with traffic. So that's what that was. The USA exclusive. It's the Pennsylvania broadleaf in the filler.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Brian. That's what I did. I came up with a 6 months to come up with that Pennsylvania broadleaf, the TPC signature broadleaf. It took me 6 months to get all the leaves together that I wanted, and this was my dream cigar that I just came out with this week. You and I have the same philosophy. It's not about mass production. It's about finding that small blend, those small leaves that we could put together to make something that no one else has, and it just makes the world of difference. You know, we stand out. We don't want to be a mass production. We're not putting out 10 million cigars. We're putting out thousands, and it makes such a big difference.
Yeah, but even if I put out 10 million cigars, I would think the same way I do. Nothing's going to change the way I feel about it, right? You know, it's just either you love it or you don't. And somebody wrote amen to cigar to boutique brands. We really are. We have a harder battle than the boutique beer guys did, the craft beer guys. Craft beer guys got it right. You know, craft beer, when they came out, for example, I don't drink, so you got to forgive me. I'm not that well versed in craft beer. But there was one that I remember called Pliny the Elder. It was 4-pack, and it was like $26, right? And they basically said, hey, you want to drink our beer? You're going to pay. This is not Pabst Blue Ribbon, right? Where boutique brands went wrong is they looked at the bigger guys and went, all right, they're charging $8 for a Robusto. We got to charge $8 for a Robusto. No, you have better ingredients in your Robusto. Charge what it's worth.
Yes.
Right? That's what the craft beer guys got right.
That's what it is. One thing they got right. You know, you can taste the difference in tobacco and the quality. And the not being mass produced. So you have access to better quality tobaccos that these big guys aren't using because they're just looking for quantity of the same tobacco. Exactly. They're not looking for these better primmings or a certain type of leaf. And all of that's readily available to you out there. And you're like, well, we can build a cigar around this higher end and this higher quality tobacco. And you can taste the difference. It feels the difference. It is one reason why for the last 25 years I've smoked cigars. I've always gravitated towards the boutique and the small brands because I feel I'm getting the smoking experience to me is 10 times better because I know I just get that better experience when I know that I can taste a cigar that is manufactured, or I guess similar blend, and I can taste the difference in the boutique cigar. The quality of the tobacco is 10 times better.
Big D, 100%. That's why, like the TBC Corojo that I found, and it was a small batch Kentucky of tobacco that I was able to blend 1,400 of them, and that's it. You know what? It's the most popular cigar. It's amazing, but when it's gone, it's gone. You know what? This is not something that's going to be mass produced and there forever because it's grown in the ground, and that's the bottom line. We want something different, something exceptional, and Brian and I have the same philosophy. We want quality, not quantity, and we want to put out something that no one else can do, and that's why I teamed up with Cavalier. And I believe in him, and they believe in us, and we put out something that no one else has got. And you know what? I'm not here to put out the same cigar for the next 10 years and just reband it and name it something else. I'll come up with a new blend and a small batch of tobacco that I want to blend together and put it, and make it unique. And that's what it's all about.
There's plenty of big brands out there buying back unmovable product and rebanding them. You don't need to do that.
Yep. No.
I'm sorry. I didn't say that out loud.
What? What was that? Well,
no, but
we know.
Take our factory, for example. We don't have 5 blends made at all times that when somebody comes to us and says, hey, I want to make a cigar here, we don't just pull those blends off the shelf, right? We don't have that, right? Most of the factories do. They have 5 blends. They go, here, choose from one of these 5. People put their brands on it. You could be smoking the same thing as the last guy that went over to that factory.
Yes.
We don't do that. Which is what I was telling Ira. He sent me some blends in December, and I'm like, bro, I can't do anything with these until January because my factory's closed. It's not like I have canned blends sitting on the shelf. We're going to actually put together some samples for you, and we're going to send them to you.
Yep.
But you guys both have an open invitation down to Honduras, and if you want to bring some people with you, that'll be great. We had a couple of trips this year down here, and it was really cool because Much like we give access to the entire tobacco portfolio to brands that come to our factory, people that come to our factory, day one, you sit in a room, smoke as many components as you can, and then put a blend together. We had one guy put a Connecticut blend together that was so freaking amazing. My factory manager was walking around with the sample that we put together, smoking it. And we're like, I think he likes it. He's not putting it down, you know? And so that's really fun for me. But somebody said it earlier on that it's access to great ingredients, right? If you start with amazing ingredients, it's really hard to fuck that up, for lack of a better term. If you start with, it's like a cook, right? You give a cook or a chef, I don't think you should call them cooks, but if you give a chef really good ingredients, he's going to make a really good dish. You give him shitty ingredients, it's going to be a struggle. Now, the really good ones will figure out a way. But it really comes down to the tobacco that you have available to you to use, which is why we value our partnership with Plasencia so much. They're only the largest grower of tobacco in the freaking world.
Organic as well.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
No, and now they're getting into blunt leaves and everything.
Yeah. So, well, they're amazing people too.
They are.
They look, when we have groups come down. My factory's small, right? I only have 22 pairs in my factory, so you can see my factory in all of about 2 hours. So we take people over to the Plasencia factory so that they can see, medium size, and then they can see they have a monster here, and it's actually the furthest from Dan Lee. It's out in El Paraíso, but it is a monster of an operation. But they're so generous that you got people coming down, sure, bring them over to our factory. They give them cigars. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
We've got 13 brand ambassadors here at the TBC. One is an international ambassador, travels around the world, and we're planning to come down in the spring. In the fall, and come see your factory and visit you down in Honduras. So
yeah, you're more than welcome. Anytime you guys want to come, just give me enough notice so that I'm here.
It'll be next fall. We're all going to be coming down.
The fall is the best time to come. The weather breaks. Like right now the weather's beautiful, right? Like it's 17 degrees, 68, 67-ish, right around there. The weather's amazing. In about March, it gets really, really hot until about September. And it gets really hot, like obnoxiously hot down here. And then in the fall is an amazing time. This year, the tobacco was really late going into the fields because it was raining a lot. It rained a lot. But usually around October, November, you can come down and see every step of the growing process too. We'll take you over to the farms, and you can see everything. And the fall is the best time to do that.
Yeah, Brian, we'll be down probably October, November. We're scheduling it now. Everybody's getting the passport and everything in line, and we look forward to coming down and seeing your factory and seeing the Plasencia. And it's going to be exciting for all of us. I've now, like I said, I have now an international brand ambassador who travels the world, and he's been pushing your cigars in the Middle East and in Europe, and along with the TPC. So the sky's the limit for both our companies.
No, I appreciate it. And we would love to have you down here. And I love when people come down here because what we do, which is a little bit different than everybody else, we don't lock people in a compound and tell them you can't go out. We want to show you Danlí, the city that we live in, which is where all the tobacco is, with the exception of one factory. It's up north. It's about 7-8 hours from here, but everything else is here in Danlí. We want you to experience the city, the culture, the we'll take you out on the street and eat street hot dogs at 10 o'clock at night, and people are like, yeah, but I went on this one tour, they wouldn't let me out of the compound. I felt like a prisoner. We want you to experience Danlí, and if and people, the first thing they ask about is Honduras dangerous? Honduras is no more dangerous than St. Louis, Detroit, Atlanta. I don't know. Did I miss anybody really? Any gems in the U.S.? But it's not a dangerous country at all. The people are amazing.
I
got a question that came in here, more for Ira, but Brian can weigh in on this too. I wanted to know what you guys think about shops or distribution outlets that say no to the limited run drops that come from brands.
Well, it really depends on the shop, right? Not every shop does well with limited release. It really depends on the shop and the shop owners. Look, there's no barrier to entry to own a cigar shop, right? So the problem that we have is we have a lot of people that it's a retirement gig for a lot of them. It's not a business. It's not something they do, and they don't take the time to educate their consumers, right? There's a few shops that do it really well. I don't know if you guys heard of the Vault, 1905 in Meridian, Idaho.
Yes.
The smoking IQ of the people in that lounge is the highest of anywhere in the country. And it all comes from the owner of that lounge, Josh Everts, who's also on the board of PCA. It comes from the owner. So
one of the biggest tobacco nerds in the universe.
Spot
and
on,
I love talking to him, and I love listening to him talk. He knows so much.
Did you ever see his Don Williams video series on YouTube?
Yes.
That's freaking amazing, right?
Yes.
In fact, I went into a shop in New Jersey and I heard Josh's voice coming out of the back room. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing in New Jersey? I go in the back room and they're watching Cigar Don Williams on the TV, So, but, to answer the question, I know that was kind of long-winded, is the shop owners that don't participate in the industry are the ones that don't sell boutique brands either, right? They're the ones that want people to come in the door and go, where are the Macanudos? Where's the Monte Cristos? Where's the Cohibas, right? That's their excitement. That's the excitement of the day in their shop, right? Then you get these other shop owners that are engaged and look, at the end of the day, I tell my salespeople, we don't sell cigars, we sell experiences. But the shop owners that buy into that, okay? For example, Entre Humos in Puerto Rico. This guy has cultivated a community of cigar smokers that is incredible down there. But it comes from the owner, right? He had to drive that. And if you see a shop that doesn't participate in limited releases or limited edition stuff, it's because they don't really participate in the industry. They're probably, no offense to anybody, they're probably the biggest Perdomo account in their area, right? And that's no disrespect to Perdomo, none at all. The guy's amazing, they do great things. But I'm just saying that's about as good as it gets for them, right? They don't take the journey, the cigar smoking journey of their clientele to heart, and they don't walk people through, hey, if you like that Perdomo champagne, you're going to really like this white series. It's not a Connecticut, it's a light Habano with a Connecticut binder. That's all it would take. You know,
100%, Brian. You know what? It's very easy to sell the name brands, the ones that everybody know. Let me get a Padermo. Let me go a Fuente. Let me get. But what about the boutique brand that's going to take him to a different level and a different experience that they have never tried before? And
look,
that
there's a shop in Miami, Caribbean Cigars. Do you know it, Ira?
no, I'm not familiar with
Caribbean
Brian.
Cigar. It's in Kendall. It's a local. It's a local shop, right? It's not like Cigar Empire Social or something like that. No, this is just a local cigar shop, and the owner is about 60% boutique brands, maybe even 75% boutique brands, which is unheard of in Miami, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
absolutely unheard of. But he takes the time to educate his consumers that are coming into his shop. He engages with everybody that walks through the door.
That means so much because most of these, cigar shops that I see up here in West Palm Beach, they got a guy standing behind the counter. Hey, what do you want to drink? They pick up a cigar, name brand, and there's no education. There's no, hey, let me introduce you to something new and unique and give you an experience that you've never had before. That's where it's all missing out. You and I have been to those shops, and they just don't educate their customers. Say, look, here's something that you've never had before. Try this. Not that you shouldn't buy a Padermo or you shouldn't buy a Plasencia or wherever, but try this. This will give you a new smoking experience, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you grow in this, in this. For me, I've been smoking 35 years cigars, and I'm always looking for something new, something different, something unique, because I want something different. And if you're walking into a brick and mortar, if the owner is absent or is not, teaching his customers or expressing and teaching them and showing them what's available, they're just going to pick up whatever is on the shelf.
I was working the humidor the other day at the local shop. For no other reason, I was in there just looking, and then two guys were talking, and I ended up interrupting them and putting them onto something other than the big brand that they were looking at, wanting to gravitate to. I'm like, no. You like that? This is what you should go with. Trust me. This similar profile, but this one's 10 times better. Trust me on it. And it's almost the exact same price. Just trust me on this. All right. I all right, let me go. Yeah, I get it. And I'm not, look, I like the limited and single run releases because they're fun and that they're great cigars. There's always that chase to find them because they're not readily available. I just hate the fact that when they're really good, I can't rebuy them. So, and I have to go on the hunt. I gotta go on the hunt. Now I gotta hit people up who I think may have them. I gotta work out trades with somebody to get some more. That's my only thing I don't like about it. But for the most part, I don't have a problem with it because there's been a lot of popular smaller brands over the last few years that made their nut on the limited and single run sticks, and they got very popular. And I think, and I don't have a problem with it. I just think that these shops are missing out on additional revenue stream. But like you said, most shops don't care because they don't bother to educate. They don't have staff that knows anything. They're not into having staff that knows something. It's just like, it's the same people who are, I call them rut smokers. They like what they like. They're not going to variate from it, and they carry what these people want, and that's it.
Exactly.
They get that tunnel vision, and if you give them something, they don't. These are the same type of consumers that if you give them something, they're not interested in smoking what you give them because this is what they want, this is what they know, and this is what they have, and and that's fine. You know, that just means there's more for me out there.
Yeah, and
That's how I look at it.
exactly.
There's more for
I think
more for me.
that's where Cavalier and Brian and I separate. You know, the men from the boys. You know, we are here to, you know, introduce and to give something that's you can't get anywhere else. You know, I smoke in the gold is what I say, and I you know, I tell my brand ambassadors the same thing. They're out there smoking the gold. They're smoking the TBC. We're introducing things that no one else has got, and you know, that's what it's all about. You know, it's not all about mass production of cigars. It's about introducing our customers. Buy a Padermo. I love Padermo. Buy a Padron. I love a Padron. But don't forget, we offer something. Brian and I offer something that no one else can give you, and that's what it's all about. And we're going to keep doing that, and we're going to do it together.
I will tell you what drives me crazy is when I go into a shop, buy a cigar that is limited, and tell the shop owner, "Hey, I really like this. Give me like 3 or 4 of them." And the guy doesn't mention a word that it's limited, right? And then I'll go back and I'll say, "Hey, where's that cigar?" And they'll go, "Oh, that was limited." Well, if you would have freaking told me it was limited,
yeah,
you would have sold out of them that day because I would have bought them all, right?
Right.
But that's the only downside to limited I have as a consumer is that, you know, I can't keep track of it. I read Half Wheel and I try to stay on top of, you know, what's coming out, what's going, but I can't keep track of every single limited.
But do you do that? But do you do Half Wheel reviews to yourself as you're sitting there smoking a cigar?
No, I don't.
Oh, I do. Oh, Brian, I got to tell you, the clubbed baby seal fat in this cigar is rendered out perfectly. I can really taste the fear in the cigar. It's just divine. The endangered white rhinoceros tusk is just, it's protruding through the retrohale.
So it's funny that you say that because I just did a deconstructed cigar event in Puerto Rico where we deconstructed the Domaine Rouge. Everybody smoked the fillers, the binder, the wrapper, and then the cigar, right? The finished product. And the guys were like, "Are you going to give us tasting notes?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to give you tasting notes." And they were like, "Why?" I said, "Because if I tell you that it tastes like a menstrual skunk, you're going to taste menstrual skunk, right? I want you to determine for yourself." And that's where I feel sorry for people because people are smoking the cigar going, "I read the review and I don't taste the leather." And I'm like, don't beat yourself up unless you're into some kinky shit. None of us know what leather tastes like, right? We all know what leather smells like, though. You buy a new car, you know what those leather seats smell like. You buy a leather belt or pair of cowboy boots, you know what the leather smells like. Did you eat your cowboy boots? I don't think so. I mean, some people do. They eat dryer sheets and crayons and whatever. But those are the people that I feel sorry for, are the ones that read those reviews and then go, "I'm not getting those weird fucking flavors." Well, you're not. Because remember, at the end of the day, you only taste, 5 or 6 things. I can never remember how many. I think it's like 5 or 6. You smell everything else, right? So I was telling the people, like, if you don't retrohale your cigar too, you're going to miss everything.
Yeah,
you're going to miss.
Absolutely.
You've disappeared on the screen.
Hold on.
Oh, there you are.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, back when I was doing reviews back in the day, back when I met you, Brian, way back then, yonder, on there, I'd always, within a review, would always say the tasting notes are based on my palate's perspective, you know, because what I get may not be what you get out there, but I've also been smoking for a long time. I've also, I have a fairly well-trained palate, so I do pick up a lot of subtle stuff most people don't get. But don't take what I get. Smoke it for yourself and see what you get out of the cigar. Don't don't
100%.
don't
Absolutely.
yeah, don't trust me. This is only strictly my palate's perspective on what I get. One of my
Everybody
biggest
says,
compliments I got was from
Right.
Vlad when he said he's like, "Oh, you're picking up those little subtle nuances." He goes, "Those are advanced palate training." I'm like, "Look at this. A real sommelier complimented my palate. That's one of the greatest experiences of my life out there, that I can impress a guy like Vlad with my palate."
Yeah, he's
No,
a great
absolutely.
dude, by the way.
And
He's a
and
great
oh,
guy.
and by the and it was on the Somme that you guys manufactured.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had him on the show, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like, am I picking up little notes of like peppermint patty on this?" And he's like, "Yes, you are." He's like, "It's more like peppermint schnapps on that." He's like, "You got a really good palate because that's such a subtle." And I'm like, "You only catch it for a second, and it's on the back end of the palate right before you retrohale. You get that peppermint comes right through just." And he's like, I'm like, "Oh my god, I got praise from a real sommelier."
He's a funny guy. He's actually been down here a bunch of times, and he stays at my house when he comes. And one time he showed up, and he looked like he had just walked off of a yacht. You know, he had like these white pants on, this like linen white shirt, and he comes to my house. I've got two 100-pound pit bulls that think they're lap dogs. You know. He was not very white for a long period. He would turn muddy real quick, and I was like, "Vlad, you come into Honduras, bro. You look like you just walked off of a 100-foot motor yacht." You know, he's a great dude, though. I love that man. He's such a great guy.
I love Vlad. He's so good. He's a solid dude.
He's enjoying being a father, that's for sure.
Yeah. It is I enjoy. It's one of those small things I never know I would enjoy again. Being in my 40s is being a dad again.
Yeah. Hey, look at me at 58.
I don't know how you got the energy for it. I barely have the energy for a 3-year-old anymore.
I'm 67, and I got a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. So tell me all about it.
But, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, you know, I don't know why more people don't do what I did, right, and have a kid at this point in life, because, you know, I'm going to be 59 this year, and I have friends that have retired, and the common denominator for all my friends that retired is, I don't know what to do in retirement. Well, I know what I'm going to do when I retire. I'm going to watch my kid grow up. You know, because I'm going to retire maybe 6-7 years from now. I don't know. Could be sooner, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to watch my kid grow up. You know, even if I go 7 years, he'll be 7 years old. I'll have all that time with him until he drives and discovers girls. Which he's going to, by the way, he's going to slay it down here because first of all, he's a U.S. citizen, so I'm going to teach him how to lie to girls and tell him that he has a green card with their name on it, but that he was only kidding afterwards, you know? So he's gonna slay it down here.
I have a daughter. I have a daughter, so I have two daughters.
See,
I got an almost 21-year-old and the 3-year-old.
Yeah, no, I have only boys. I want a girl so bad, but I don't think I can make one.
You know, I've been cursed, and that's because I pulled those same lines with the girls, I think.
Yeah.
You know, trust me, I pulled those lines back in the day when I went to Nicaragua and Honduras and the Dominican. Of course, I got a green card. Of course, I got a green card with your name on it, girl.
Yep. That's gonna be Jose Emilio's life. He's adorable. He's going to be 11 months soon.
God
And
bless.
then I got to travel here at the end of January, but I'm coming back home on the 9th because his birthday's the 12th, and there is no way I'm missing his birthday. No way. You know, and my wife said to me, you know, he's going to be 11 months. You're going to be here. You've only been here for 2 of those monthly birthdays. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's the nature of our business that we're in. I've got
Yep.
5 kids and ran out of energy at 55.
I'm so wiped out. I've found dad is a jungle gym all day long when I'm at home. I'm like, daddy works manual labor and is really tired and sore when he gets home. How about we not crawl all over him tonight? Nope. We're gonna jungle gym that. But
yeah.
everything that I learned, being a dad young, now it's just like, you know what? It's way easier now in my 40s than it was in my 20s, and I feel I'm a better dad now in my 40s than my 20s because I got that maturity. I've got that experience in life out there that just makes it just, I don't know, it just seems so much to me. It just seems like it's so much easier. And of course, you got all this cool technology now, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with you. Here's your iPad. I'm not dealing with you. But it's like, I work a ton of hours, and when I get home from work, there's 2 or 3 hours that I hang out with her every night. That way, I get to spend time with her. I get to watch her grow up.
Awesome.
I make that time to be in her life so that she's there and I can watch, and I get to watch her grow up, and it's an amazing thing to watch when
Priceless.
the kids when you've been teaching them things and they finally get it, and it's like it's this proud moment. Like, they're proud because they learned it, but you're proud because you're able to teach it to a toddler.
Yeah. I have 5 children. My oldest being 26, my youngest being 6. So I've been around. I've been around a little bit, but you know what? Through experience and and going through things, it gets better, and you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully, the youngest gets to really appreciate your mistakes and gets the benefit of it. But I've got a 6-year-old. He's just an incredible kid. He's on the spectrum a little bit, but we work through it, and we treat him like he's as normal as the next child, and it's made a huge difference. And,
Mine. Well, my sister had come down and she brought her kids, so she got to play with her cousins, and we were out in the yard, kind of wrestling around, and the girls were jumping on me, and my daughter saw it, and she came running over, and she was ready to fight for my honor. She's like, no, I'm like, no, it's okay. We're playing. And she was having none of it. She thought, oh no, you're hurting my dad. She was ready to go. She was ready to lay it down. And I'm like, no, we're good. But I'm like, you know what? That's reassuring that my kids got my back. If something goes down, I know when she gets older, something goes down, I'm like, no, grab yourself. We're going to go fight somebody. She's like, bet. We're there.
Nice. Yeah, no, they're pretty amazing. My oldest is 31. My next one's 26. And then my wife has a 5-year-old. And then we have the baby who's 11 months. And I think, the coolest part about today is the technology, like you said, because we video call my 26-year-old almost every day, and he plays peekaboo with the baby, and the baby's gotten to know him and without actually ever meeting him, which is really cool about the technology. And I have I think over 900 pictures on my phone of the baby, because back when my kids were this age, they were cell phones, but they were big bricks. I'm sure Ira remembers the big brick. Yeah, D, you might be too young to remember those.
Oh no, my first cell phone, I had the brick flip that weighed about 5 pounds, and you had to wear a belt with it, otherwise your pants would fall down because it weighed like 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Back in 2001.
Yeah, it's funny when I went to, because Jose Emilio was born here in Honduras, which, by the way, it cost me $8 in the hospital to have a baby, okay? And when they gave me the bill, I must have reacted in a way because the lady said to me, well, sir, if you want to pay half now, you can come back and pay the other half. And I was like, well, let me see if I have the $8 and I'll give it to you, you know? But, you know, as opposed to what, 20 grand in the US in a hospital? And I was concerned about the hospital. So I went over with my wife and they were like, you're concerned about the hospital? I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you want to meet our team of specialists? I'm like, what? A team of specialists? Of course I do. So I met they had like 4 specialists. One was prenatal this, prenatal that, post whatever. And I was like, that's impressive. So $8 to have a kid in Honduras, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty good.
You're off screen again there, Ira.
Hold on. Sorry. I'm getting text messages like crazy.
I mean, you know, we all want to see your handsome face.
Good luck with that one. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
I'm working on getting into that Cavalier Beard Club.
Yeah, you know, it takes a little bit of time. It's the baby's favorite toy. He pulls on it like crazy. I'm trying to teach him that it's attached. You'll get there. Don't worry.
I'm working on it. I want to get in that. I want to get in that club at PCA with the awesome beard club. You know?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll see you in was it April, Brian?
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there too.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll all be there. We'll all be in New Orleans.
Awesome,
I booked I got my hotel booked, and I can't believe how expensive flights are. Which the flights are going to cost more than the hotel costs.
Where do you fly out of? Denver?
Denver.
Yeah.
They seem to know that there's something going on in New Orleans that weekend because the prices are 3 times what they are the week before and the week after.
It's probably Jazz Fest. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jazz Fest.
Yeah. But it's all right. You know, I got the deal. I got the deal on the hotel, so that's.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
I used the Coca-Cola code instead of the PCA code, and it was like $150 a night less used with the Coca-Cola code.
Nice. Nice.
I'm like, yeah. I did, but I will say I did like New Orleans. I liked how close everything was to walk. Although that convention center was massive,
big.
My feet were killing me at the end of the day with all the walking going from interview to interview to interview.
Yeah, we humped it a few times with some furniture and stuff. It was a big place. Yeah. Yeah. But I like New Orleans.
It was
I drove
great.
from Miami, actually.
Oh, dang.
I drove up from Miami.
Well, when I left Denver, it was 35 and windy, cold. And when I got to New Orleans, by the time I got off the plane and into the outside for the Uber to pick me up. I already had my hoodie off. I was like, I should have wore shorts. I was just dead sweating. I'm like, what a difference in the temperature between Denver and New Orleans.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's cold down here right now. Yesterday, my wife went to the store and bought blankets. It's so funny to watch the people down here when it gets a little bit cold like this. I mean, I'm cold. I wore a sweatshirt to work today. I did. I was like, God damn, I'm getting to be a pussy in my old age.
I can't take the cold anymore. I'm down here in Florida. It hits 60 degrees. I got the heat on.
Yeah, you guys got a cold snap. I mean, I heard that.
Yeah, it got cold here, but and then it's at 11 o'clock in the morning, it goes up to 80.
Yeah. But at night though, it's cool.
Yep, it's been cold every night.
Yeah, I got a buddy that's got a shop down in the Grove, in Coconut Grove, City Cigar by the Bay. It's an amazing place. And he called me up, told me how freaking cold it was down there.
It's been nice here. It's been in the 50s and 60s, except for today. It got cold today.
Did it? Yeah.
It rained the other day, and I'm like, it's raining in the middle of wintertime. Like, it's supposed to be snowing. Like, it's just odd weather where I'm just not used to that. To seeing like rain in December and January. I'm used to 5 feet of snow.
So what's your local shop? You said you were at your local shop.
Yeah, so the two shops, I got the Smoker Friendly, and then there's a smoke shop called Pluto's that's brand new, and they have an impressive humidor. Like, I went in there just because it said cigars on the sign, and I'm like, oh, they must have like just cabinets with just small cabinet with like flavored stuff in it because it's a smoke shop. But they have a fairly decent sized humidor in there with impressive cigars, like some rare stuff that you don't really see in a lot of humidors out there.
Really?
So I was really impressed with what they had in there, because I was like, wow, you don't usually see this. And they had a nice mixture of both big brand, boutique, and then rare big brand stuff that you don't often see out there. Now, I'm not going to drop $100 on a cigar, but they have it if you want it.
Right.
There's no cigar in the world that's worth that. None.
The most expensive cigar I ever smoked was $135. Now, I didn't pay for it; it was gifted to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gifted. I'm not gonna mention the brand, $100 cigar, and let me tell you something. I was so disappointed, and first of all, I'd rather smoke 5 TBCs than this one cigar. I was so disappointed.
Oh, yeah, no, my it was back in 2008, and it was the Davidoff Presidente, and they only made 800 of them, and they were $130 a piece. And my friend bought 2 boxes of 8 because he was one of those rich guys where if he wanted it, he'd buy it, and he didn't care what the cost was. And he gifted me one out of that box that he bought, and I'm just like, all right. And I smoked it, and I was like, you know what? It's a good cigar because I didn't pay for it because it was free.
Yeah, right. I was given $100 Rocky Patel, and I was like, what? And it was gifted to me, and I was like, no. No. I'll take a $12 TBC, and I'll take 5 of those. And
I won't spend that kind of money on myself. If somebody wants to gift me one of those nice, expensive cigars, I'm more than happy to take it off your hands for you. But no, I got my look. I'll buy whatever I want. I don't really care about the price, but I have my sweet spot of what I like. in cigars,
And
and
so what's so
I tend to say in that price range because that's just me.
so what's your favorite TBC? You smoked a lot of them.
The Cameroon,
The Cameroon, the African Cameroon.
yeah, fantastic,
Thank you.
fantastic. It was very good. And then that um uh
The triple play. I think you was you were
I
a
did
big
that.
fan.
So yeah, so the triple play was what you just sent me, and I smoked the full body out of that triple play, and it was very good. I haven't smoked any of the other ones yet. I'm trying to think of what the other one was that I really liked too. That was fantastic. I gotta go through my little list here, and
Duetto.
the vault, the vault.
Oh, the Vault. Yeah,
The
yeah.
vault was very good too. I like the vault. Yeah, but the Cameroon is fantastic. It's perfect. It's just got the perfect amount of sweetness to it. It's not over. It's not an overpowering cigar. It's nice. The aromatics are fantastic on the cigar. You know, it's a very well constructed and complete cigar. It's very
Thank you.
good. You did a very good job blending that cigar.
Thank you. Yeah, it's made in Nicaragua. We call it our breakfast cigar. And we just did the second generation of it, made it a little bit stronger than the first generation. And it's very, very popular. I love it with a cup of coffee in the morning.
All right, I'm going to give you a cigar to chase down.
Oh, we know
Trace,
that one.
Trace Estrella, 3 stars,
Cigars.
only available in Tennessee.
Okay.
There you go. Gotta find that.
Yeah, no, because I'm sitting here and I'm enjoying this nice U.S. exclusive that
I love
was
that cigar.
which was $6.38 at my local shop.
That USA exclusive is awesome.
You know, the benefits of buying cigars up here is you don't have the tax. Like Colorado has a 68% tax on the cigars,
Yeah, Florida too. Florida
whereas
too.
whereas if you just go a few miles north up the border, they rip you off with 30 cents per cigar.
Yeah, Florida too. Heavy tax on cigar.
At 30 cents, them dirty dogs on that. But it's better than the 68% in Colorado.
But USA exclusive is amazing, Brian. That's a great stick.
Thank you. And we're really happy with that. We pre-blended it. See, the thing about it, has to repackage.
Yeah, I love that cigar and that Project Broadleaf. I got the 2024. I bought everything you had left of the 2025. And as soon as George told me what he had in stock, I said, send them all to me. I want them all. I don't care if I smoke. I don't even care if I sell it anymore. I want to smoke them all myself.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. I got a 3,500 humidor filled with Cavalier right now.
Nice.
It's just the beginning. Just the beginning, my brother.
Yeah. I just caught my cell phone. It was down to 2%. But I got a charge.
Yeah.
We get.
You have you've really done great, Ryan, on with what you guys do at Cavalier and at FTC. I think you guys have some magic sauce down there that you what the cigars that you produce, that you manufacture out there. And I you know me, man. I'm a huge fan of you guys out there. And I love seeing you every year at Cigar Fest in Denver.
It's my favorite of the year, by the way.
That's pretty much what every brand tells me that goes there. It's their favorite brand. It's their favorite event that they do.
It's my favorite event. It's actually the only event that I do that I put on my calendar for the following year before I even leave Denver. Like, I put it on my calendar. the people at Smoker Friendly are just so amazing. The guys that put that on, the Gallaghers, obviously great people. But Tom Bliss, the guy from Smoker Friendly he's really the brains behind the whole thing. He's amazing. And it's just a great event.
It's such a great event. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. Yeah, it's just one of those events. I have gone 14 years to that event, and every year just gets better and better and better out there. I'm always happy. I love always seeing a lot of the new brands show up that have never been there before. I love seeing the old brands that show up every year. I enjoy the new brands that haven't been there before. Melt on that black top when it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah. Well, now you'll be seeing TBC out there. We're into this thing 6 months, and things are going great. And again, we're partnering up with guys like Brian and Cavalier that fit in our wheelhouse. That we know that we're presenting a good company with great people and good quality cigars. So TBC is growing with leaps and bounds. So we'll be at all these events going forward.
Nice.
It is. I'm so thrilled by what you guys do over there with Cavalier, and the uniqueness, the different things that you do. A few years back, you guys did that 3-part series. You and Sebastian and his wife Evelyn. They all did kind of your own separate cigar out there. That kind of graffiti series, and I thought that was awesome. And the cigars were fantastic, and they weren't bank breakers. They were good, solid smokes. That's like you didn't have to think about it. Cool to chill out and relax with. That's just something different that you don't see other brands out there doing. Is just like, it's just kind of like, it's just our own little fun thing to do.
Yep. It was great selling Quintes with a good product. It's a core line for us. Connecticut at the bottom of the Euro 3 side. And the price point is it's kind of the same thing I go through with first why don't we sell more of the trade? For such a good value cigar,
I did. You guys planning on expanding out that series anytime soon, or adding to it?
I'll give you a little insight here as to what to expect from us in 2026. We have our sales meeting tomorrow. I'm spilling. This year we're going to have a 10-day for them. First, we'll have our 10-day. We're going to have limited release the beer fourth quarter of this year. And we will have leave. The brothers is going to tear down. You're only going to be free. We only got these videos of the companies and spreading them out over the airdrops. If you're big enough, they're cutting one of them to get free bigger. So there you go. They're still building.
I'm looking forward to it. Oh my! You can't go wrong with broadleaf ever. No. I don't think.
I'm a big broadleaf fan. That's why I came out with that Pennsylvania broadleaf TBC signature, and so far it's been a big, huge hit. It's only been out for a week, and it's doing really well. And I'm happy about it. And it took me 6 months to get somebody to blend it for me, but I'm really happy about it. And so, have my customers and my brand ambassadors. So I think that it's going to be a huge hit.
Yes, I think so too. Man, I appreciate you guys jumping on tonight. I had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you so much. Brian, thank you so much, man. I love catching up, love talking to you, brother. Can't wait to see you in April in New Orleans. Ira, always a pleasure to have you on, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Big D. You're the best. I love you,
And
man.
of course, you know, you can get Cavalier Cigars at theboutiquecigar.com. And you can use that promo code BigD15 and save yourself some coinage when you check out. Just saying, not saying you got to, but you should. You should.
We've got all the Cavalier in stock. We're going to keep growing with Cavalier, and we represent them proudly. And I love Brian and George, and great company, and that's who we want to be sponsoring and representing. So we want to be with good people that will not only be blending for us in the future, but put out a great cigar. And Big D, thank you very much for having us tonight.
Oh, man, I appreciate having you guys on. Thank you. Brian, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. I respect everything you guys do. Putting a show like this will make it.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. And thank you to everybody. Next week, special show. I told you I'm bringing the heat to start the year off. Got Dr. Oscar from GTO joining me next week, so I'm looking forward to that. Be a great show, so please come on by next week. Looking forward to catching up. It's been a while since we've talked to Dr. Oscar, so it'll be a fun show. And thank you all, guys, in the chat, man. You guys crush it as usual. Thank you all. Brian, thank you. Ira, thank you. You all take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything we wouldn't do because we're sweet and innocent boys. And we'll see y'all next week, everybody.
All right.
Peace
Good night,
out.
Bubba. Take care.